A surprise collaboration here between Rick the Lie and me, Ryan, Not Real Music, that I just wanted to do a mini little introduction for because I wanted to clear a few things up from this video. It was initially meant to be on Ricky's channel. We recorded it quite a while ago. He has been quite busy. Lots of things have gotten in the way. I eventually just reached out to him and said, hey man, I'll take it away from you. I'll put it on my channel just to take the workload from you. He said that's great. So in the video, in this review, in this audio review that we've got here, it may sound like he's talking as a host, talking like it's coming, it's his video, but it is in fact not the case. So I just wanted to clear that up there. We do reference a few things in the video too that are pretty dated now as well, like a tweet that he put up. I think I say it was 2 weeks ago. It is no longer 2 weeks ago. It's probably about 8 months ago. But, little things like that. And I think I talk about the Natalia Lafourcade album as if it just came out again. Because, again, it had just come out when we recorded it. But just a few little dated things here and there. Not that it's that big of a deal. But I did want to clear this up just as a mini introduction. Because, like I say, Ricky is talking as a host in this video. And the main bulk of the first part is him talking about how I'm his guest and all that kind of stuff. Just wanted to clear that up just so it didn't sound confusing. One thing that has stood the test of time though is our general feelings of this album. And also I do threaten Ricky at the end to put out his bloody best albums of 2019 video. I threaten him, and I hope he does take that threat on board. And I honestly, I hope it keeps him up at night. I hope it does. I hope he feels bad, and I hope he bloody puts up the video. Oh, and yeah, enjoy the video, obviously. Enjoy the video. Enjoy the review.
Hello, everyone. This is me, Ricky Lie from the Rick the Lie channel, and today, a little surprise review, a little longer review. We're going to be discussing with Ryan from the Not Real Music channel, the new album that came out this year from María José Llergo, Sanación. Apologize for my slightly iffy Spanish pronunciation. I tried to research that, but it's a Flamenco Nuevo album, and it's quite underrated. Not many people are talking about it, but it is probably one of my personal favorite albums this year, and I really wanted to shine some light on it. I thought that would be really cool. Flamenco Nuevo is not exactly a big exposed music genre to a lot of music enthusiasts, and I thought it would be really cool to cover an album in that style. And what better person to cover it with than someone who covers a large, broad range of music, especially from other countries as well, non-Western countries, with Not Real Music himself. So, hello, Ryan.
Hello, yeah, it's good to be here. It's a shame that I think the album's shit, though. But, no, yeah, I'm kidding.
Oi.
No, we're good. No, it's all good. It's
damn, dude. Imagine, because I remember you only implied your verdict. So what a twist it would have been if it turned out that you.
Man, one of the worst albums of the year, Rick. What are you talking about? No, that'd be crazy.
Oh, bro, I'm sweating.
Sweating from the Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh yeah, bro, I ate one, bro.
Oh man,
I hit a brick wall, bro. Yeah, man.
No, yeah, we're good. To be fair, I think your tweet, I think you tweeted about 2 weeks ago or something, like your favorites so far, or some of the ones that you wanted to highlight.
Favorites of the year, yeah.
Yeah, I saw this. I was like, what? Flamenco Nuevo? Why am I not? I like this genre.
This. I really felt like this was something that you might have already listened to, but I was But was that your? So you hadn't heard it?
No, I hadn't heard it until you tweeted it. So that was really good. I was happy to see.
Fresh meat.
Yeah. So I've been listening.
Yeah, this one's been a favorite.
Yeah,
this one's been a favorite of mine since I heard it early in the year, and it's just only I keep coming back to it, and I've always made an effort on Twitter for some reason, not in my YouTube videos, to really go on about it. I really wanted to expose as many people as I could to it. So I hope doing an actual video on it will do that.
Oh, definitely, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's certainly an album that I think does deserve more attention. Just on first listen, I was taken aback by her voice. I was like, okay, even if like it's gonna like, as I think it, you could argue that it's quite a vocal heavy album, like a lot of the shine is on her voice, but even like on that first listen I was like, look, I could listen to this on and on and on. I don't think I'd get bored of how she sounds. Yeah.
And just like the way her voice kind of twirls like all these different directions, it never gets boring for me.
No,
I think you're right. A big part of it is the vocal, is the way that just the vocal acrobatics, just that just, I don't know, that really just enchanted me the first time around.
Yeah.
That was the main highlight for me.
Oh god, yeah. No, for sure.
I don't even know where to start other than that. That's the first. Like, if you put this on, that will be the first thing that pops out. But like, I don't know. As I said, like right now, I probably wouldn't hesitate to call it my favorite album of the year so far. Just because, I know, but like, just because like I keep coming back to it, but also each time there's like just a new favorite track of mine because. I wouldn't even, I won't pedestal myself as like some expert on like the Spanish new wave of flamenco, or even like flamenco in general, or flamenco nuevo, which literally means Spanish new wave.
Yeah.
So that's very handy. It's like, for what I've heard of it, or what I've heard about it, it's a very exciting movement that I don't think many, like, to me at least, not enough people in this like music enthusiast crowd are paying enough attention to. So I think it'll be really nice to hear more people, expose themselves to more than just, Rosalia.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
And that's
actually
nothing against Rosalia, but that's just usually the first person people think of.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Even Rosalia, like, oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, yeah, I was just gonna expand on that and say, like, I did think when I listened to this, I did think back to Rosalia's, I think it's her first album, Los Angeles.
So, the much more like, much more acoustic based.
Yeah. There were points where I was like, God damn, like this does remind me of that, but weirdly, I was never really into that Rosalia album, so I'm not entirely sure how this one clicked with me a lot more. No, I can't really. I like Rosalia overall, but I don't really know what it is that this album does differently. Maybe it just mesmerizes me a little bit more.
Yeah, there's a bit more instrumentation, specifically like electronic instrumentation, but I think, not to like, completely compare it to Rosalia, but artists like Rosalia tend to, with this whole new wave of flamenco thing, they tend to fuse it with more modern music characteristics, like pop. Especially when it comes to Rosalia. Or if you think of someone much more out of the blue, like Niña de Elche, who does like so much more like with it, like music concrete and like drone and all these other Spanish styles of music. As opposed to, María José Llergo is doing much more. Well, she's taking it back to the roots. If anything, it feels much more organic. But still leaving enough space for things like synthesizers and like slow chants and all of that to come through. And I think that's what makes it sound a little bit more fresh.
Oh God, yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I really feel you there. Niña de Elche is an artist as well, like in the genre that I find to be really interesting. But often he does kind of like throw things around and like experiments, I guess you could label it. But I think what Maria is doing is just generally like using her strengths. Like she knows like how to like make these really like subtle songs, but also like just use her voice in a way that commands like your attention instantly. And I feel like that was one of the big things on El Péndulo, the sixth track on the album, because there's only 7 tracks, but this was near towards the end. Like it just felt like such like a climactic moment towards the end of the song. It actually felt like the final song. Like that was one of my minor critiques. Yeah, like
totally.
That was one of my minor critiques. I feel like I would have that as a closing track, and then the one that comes after, Me miras pero no me ves, that would be like track 6, because this one just is such like a major moment, like the way everything like I think you said swirls earlier, like everything swirls together. It's such a great moment.
Yeah, you know what, I now that you've said it, I would say like El Péndulo is probably definitely the climax of the album.
Yeah.
It feels like it feels so much bigger than the rest of the album.
Yeah.
Where even like the track after it is kind of strips everything back a little bit more, back to the acoustics. Whereas like track 6 is so much, it feels like so much more expansive. Like it's really like opening its arms out to the world and just kind of embracing it.
Yeah, no,
Whereas
yeah.
everything else is kind of like I don't know, everything else seems a little bit more, I don't know, like intimate almost.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Little thing while I was doing some research, Maria was born, apparently she was born in the province Cordoba,
Okay.
where flamenco is like, you know, apparently like flamenco is huge there. I can't say I'm an expert. This is just what I've heard.
Yeah.
But like she's born in a region where like flamenco is just everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, or just you're just unavoidable. So it makes sense that like, you know, a lot of this seems to draw from flamenco in a very almost like just an authentic way. Just so close to the traditional flamenco.
Oh god, yeah.
Which I think is really cool. I like how. I don't know it. Man, I just love this album.
It's good, man. It's
so
good. Your passion is
so
seeping
good.
through.
Like, like it's only 26 minutes, but it's such a cleansing, like meditative.
Oh god,
minutes.
Cleansing is the best word for that. And what you were saying as well, like how like she's kind of using her like cultural influences reminds me a little bit of the Natalia Lafourcade album that came out in May.
Oh yeah,
like how like that album just felt like everything was celebrating like Mexican folk music. Yeah,
it felt like such a like a celebration.
Yeah, and this album's like that, similar in a different genre and different.
I would definitely say this does feel like a celebration.
Yeah,
but perhaps not in like a party.
No, yeah,
but just like let's go back to what it's all about.
Yeah,
let's take it.
That's true. That's good.
Yeah, and I heard that like, you know, the album is the 7 tracks. Apparently the concept around it is that each of the 7 tracks is based on each of the different like chakra points on the body. Apparently that's a part of the concept too, which I thought was really cool.
Ooh.
Given how meditative and like calming it is, I thought that was really cool.
Okay.
Man, like
I didn't know that. That's good. That's good knowledge. It's albums like this where I feel like I wish I just knew different languages so I could like. I could like reach into the world of what the artist is saying. Obviously, the music sounds great in its own right, but yeah,
I definitely wish I had much more for a closer cultural understanding to this album. Especially if I could like interpret the lyrics much closer as well. If I had much more of a familiarity with the language.
Oh god, yeah.
I feel like I'd love it on a deeper level. But even just as it is musically, and like maybe conceptually, I'm just like, this is so hypnotic.
Yeah. Her raspy voice just like kills me, so I'm just like I'm just taken aback by the way she sings. It's great. It's really great.
And I really do think that also just goes to show just how, I don't know, just almost how like transcendent the music is, that it doesn't matter that there's a language barrier. You still feel it. You still feel what's going on.
Oh god, yeah. It's like I was thinking as well about like Ichiko Aoba in the same way, like how she does a lot with very little, and obviously again she's singing in a completely different language, but you just feel the music so intensely. And this album does a similar thing where like it's so sparse at points, but you're still like locked in, and I appreciate when an artist manages to do that.
Absolutely. And there's that moment on El Pendulo where again like the music kind of swirls and just grows larger, and the strings just sort of swell. It reminded me, I know it's very cliche to say, but it did remind me of like Björk's Volnokura.
Oh, okay.
I know it's like, whatever, it's like, art pop, whatever. But no, genuinely, like, just the way the strings swell, they reminded me of some of the best, that like, you know, that fluid feeling that some of the best art pop really gives off. It really felt so aerodynamic in a way, just how smooth everything just sails on.
Oh god, yeah.
Everything feels so kinetic. It doesn't feel like it's just. It don't see like when you make an album that's 26 minutes, you don't have much room to like fuck about. You kind of have to. You can't. Yeah, you gotta do your stuff and you move on.
Yep.
and this album doesn't feel like I hate you. I was gonna say it feels laxative. You know, it's probably not a good word to use, but it feels laxative. It feels like everything's just like fluidly moving. No, that's not a good thing to say. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Poop jokes. Poop jokes.
Poop jokes. Poop.
No, it's no, it's funny. No, yeah, I do. I definitely get what you mean, and I think as well, like, this is like only the first album she's put out, right? Like, there's nothing else in her back catalogue. I from what I've seen, yeah. So, and it's like we're already making like comparisons to like really well-known artists, like you just mentioned Björk there, and I know you were like, oh, it's cliche, but like still like getting comparisons like to Natalia Lafourcade, yeah, like these are big names that are like,
that's a big.
Yeah, and she's already at that level of like creating music that just seems to connect with, again, like two foreigners, I guess we could be considered, to what the culture really embodies, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to like linger on that art pop thing, you know, what we're faced with on this album, it feels, you know, it's not really like exactly art pop, but it sort of brings flamenco into the modern world a little bit. Just the way the first like 5 or so tracks, just they trace the lineage of traditional flamenco. They focus on acoustic instrumentation, keeps it raw and earthly. But then those final 2 tracks sort of bring in more percussion to like hold the tempo together. I noticed there wasn't as much emphasis on percussion, if there was percussion at all, on the earlier tracks. There is some on the last 2 tracks. Sort of to solidify the pace of the album. The rest, but most of the time it's moving at its own little cautious pace. And even when synths are introduced, they don't break the atmosphere as they probably could. But instead they simply just bring the ambience to another place entirely, like it's some gust of wind or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know, this album just like, I don't know, it takes me places. I don't know, man.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, crazy, bro. Ooh.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it's a great one, and I only thank you for tweeting about it, because I probably wouldn't have listened to it otherwise. But yeah, it's definitely
very welcome.
Definitely one of my favorites of the year.
As is mine.
Hell yeah.
Totally. It has this I don't know. It's a short album, but it still feels so complete, and it doesn't need anything more or anything less. It just needs, I don't know, it just needs your undivided attention, and I don't think that would be too hard a commitment.
No,
you know?
Absolutely not. No, definitely. Good way to sum it up.
Because you do verdicts, right? You still do your numbers.
Oh yeah, I still do the numbers. I'm still out here with the numbers.
Yeah, what would you rate?
It's like a 2 out of 10. No, it's no, I'm definitely going 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, definitely one of my favorites of the year, easily.
Oh, bravo. little flamenco applause there.
Oh my god.
Well, thank you very much, Ryan.
Yes.
For joining me on this crusade. Ooh, it's a crusade?
It's a crusade.
We've just been talking. It ain't no crusade, bro. What are we
A revolution.
We ain't been on no crusade. We're just talking.
Oh my god. But
yeah, thank you very much for joining me on talking about this album. It's, you know, I'm glad that we got the chance to really voice our opinions on it and expose it to the world, because it really deserves it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you again. It's always good doing reviews with you. And I demand your best albums of 2019 list to be out very soon. I need that tomorrow.
Is that a 3?